All right, today we will be covering lesson 37-2, which is modified box plots. So this is just an extension of the box plots that we already talked about. This section or this lesson will be broken up into 3 sections. So let's take a look. It started off by recalling what we did in the previous lesson, which was doing the box plots, and we did the dot plots to start, and they've already got that picture of the dot plot already. And remember, I used the phrase outlier earlier? Well, we're about to dive into that. It says outliers are values that differ so much from the rest of a one variable data set that attention is drawn to them. Outliers may arise for many reasons, including measurement errors or recording errors. It may also be the case that there are actually unusual values in a data set. Our first section for lesson 37-2 is going to cover questions 1 and 2. I'm going to read through them and then I'm going to have you work through them with your table mates. It says, which, if any, of the data values shown in the dot plots do you consider to be outliers? List each data value that you think might be an outlier in the data set from which it came from. Now remember that these data sets came from lesson 37-1. So make sure you go back to the actual data points that we wrote down in 37-1. Okay, question number 2 says, describe the method you used in item 1 to determine whether a data value is an outlier. Is it based on distance? Is it based on concentration of other data values? Compare your method with those of your classmates. So answers questions 1 and 2. I don't think that this should take us very long, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a 4-minute time limit on this. So go ahead, pause the video, and please work through questions 1 and 2 with your table mates. As you can see, questions 1 and 2 have now been answered. I want to talk about question number 1. I put that for the before data set, I went back and I looked, the data value that's kind of out here by itself is 11.4. So I said that might be a outlier. And in the during set, I said these 2 points. This one I believe was at 18.0. And whenever I looked back, this one was at 32.6. The reason I said that I felt like those were outliers, I said just visually looking at it compared to where the rest of the cluster was for each particular data set value. So like each category, the before, the during, and the after, I compared it to the numbers in that set only. So on to your debriefing question.